those people that aren't stark-raving Hulkamaniacs. I could care less what they think. I'm fighting for life, brother. I'm fighting for all those people that have remolded us.
The WWE has confirmed the powerful Austin 316 to the dominant and iconic. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Acknowledge me.
We got a special edition episode for you in memory of the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. We're gonna run down memory lane. We got me, as always, RayBomb. We got Manny Manuelito. We got Dame Mega, and we got Marvin in the house. Wolfpack, buddy. So we just want to share a few memories and thoughts and everything about the Hulkster. Sadly, he passed away yesterday, and very sad news. Very, very sad. I mean, he's been a icon in this industry. He's a legend. He's been everything towards everybody. A hero. He's done it all. He's done it all. He's the one that set the bar a long time ago, back in the 80s. We just like to share some memories, thoughts, things like that of Hulk Hogan. Go ahead, Manny.
Sorry, that's my son.
Yeah, it's all good.
When I heard the news, man, I had to quickly look on my phone. Someone sent me an article from TMZ. I was like, nah, this can't be true. I know there had been some hush-hush things, and I looked, and I was like, oh, this might be true. So I started sending it to you guys. What was your thoughts, Ray, when you saw that Hulkamania had passed on?
Unreal. I didn't want to believe it. You know, it just didn't seem like it was something that was plausible. I mean, you know, we're all human. We're all going to die at one point or another. But just, you know, we call him the Immortal Hulk Hogan for a reason. You know, we feel like he's going to be around forever. But in reality, sometimes, you know, we see the human side of everything. And, you know, he sadly, he did pass at 71. Yeah, it definitely, I don't know. It just, like I said, it was very unbelievable for me. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't feel like it was real.
How were you feeling, Dame? How did you find out, and how were you feeling when you saw it?
Well, I was relaxing, and Manuelito texted me and said, "Did you hear the word?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "No." And he was like, and then he sent me all the information. And I was like, and I didn't believe it. I was telling him, like, I don't think I believe it right now. Because, you know, like RayBomb said, I grew up on Hulk Hogan. That was like one of my first, or what was he was the second of my top 4, top 5 ever. And I remember when I was like 15 in church, instead of paying attention in church, I was daydreaming that I was riding Harleys with the Hulkster.
That's pretty funny. What about you, Marvin? How did you find out? What were you thinking? What was going on?
I was on my phone, and I was at work. I had just gotten to work. And I sat down, and I was talking to my boss, and I just looked at my phone, and I'm like, what? I was like, no way. I had to, like, view other sources just to look it up and everything, and I was like, oh, it's true. I first saw it with TMZ, so once they said it, I was like, oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, man. So as you can see, it affected all of us in different ways. We're going to go through a fun journey. We're going to start off 80s, 90s. You know, I know Ray, Dame Mega, Mr. Predictable, Marvin knows a lot about Hulk Hogan. Ray, what was your first memory of Hulk Hogan?
That's basically what it is. My first memories of wrestling are of Hulk Hogan. That's all. But growing up, man, that's all there was. I used to watch a lot of WWF back in the days. We used to watch a lot of the Saturday night main events and everything. I remember I remember Hogan and Mr. T by WrestleMania 1. I remember the Saturday night main events prior to that, things like that. There was I was real young, but I remember brief storylines from back in the days. But the Mr. T one was probably one of my favorites growing up. Was Mr. T and Hogan. That's probably one of my favorite storylines.
Big Dane, what about you, man? I know you kind of told us your first memories, but Hulkster favorite match in the WWF time?
Oh man, my favorite match. It gotta be when he teamed up with Macho Man as the Mega Powers, and they used Miss Elizabeth as a pawn, as a decoy, and she distracted them, and that's how they won. She came on the mat. And she came on the mat and took off her dress. And everybody was like, "What?"
Marvin,
I remember that.
What about you, man? What about that Hulkamania?
Well, I mean, y'all got a couple more years on me, so y'all were
not that many years, bro. Not that many.
I mean, y'all remember that? I was barely born by the time I'm a 1990, so y'all got more memories of Hulk Hogan. My first memory was WCW Bash at the Beach. That's when I first started watching wrestling with my grandpa, and I just remember my grandpa's reaction when Hogan came out, word for word, exactly like, what's Hogan doing there? Like, he said in Spanish, though. And then when Hogan just dropped the leg, and my grandpa was like, what? Like, what's he doing? But that's because my grandpa switched from WCW to WWE. So that was that's what I grew up with. And then we all know the rest. What started after that?
N.W.O.
And we're definitely going into detail with that in a few, man. As far as for me, man, the Hulkamania years, honestly, I'm similar to you, although I was born in 86. I started watching wrestling around 96, 97. So my mom would take me to Blockbuster, and I would rent all the VHS tapes and see like WrestleMania 6 and see the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, title for title. Probably my favorite match. You know, we're going to go through the N.W.O phase, but I used to think it was Sting Hogan, but it might actually be Ultimate Warrior Hogan. It's just like, it was larger than life characters back then, especially when I was, a youngster. It's like Warrior with his face paint, his hair like poofing up, Hulk Hogan with the yellow and red, super big. And I mean, I love the yellow title, the yellow IC. I guess I'm a mid-Carter for life. But yeah, dude. Title for title, man. Great match. I loved it. Open it up for you guys, man.
As far as favorite matches go,
whatever else you guys want to talk about as far as the Hulkamania years, brother.
I always take it back to the matches, man. My favorite, the first match that I really, really remember. I mean, he wrestled all sorts of. He had so many contenders back in the days in the 80s. He went through the whole roster, I believe. And I think my favorite match, I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it was definitely Andre versus Hogan, WrestleMania 3. That was the first time I actually got any kind of emotion during a match, feeling some sort of an emotion that really that I vibed with. You know what I mean? Like as a young kid, you don't really, you don't understand, and you're watching this and you're like, oh wow, why am I feeling like this? Why I got this kind of emotion towards somebody like that? You know what I mean?
It was a real life story that they was telling. Yeah.
Yep. I watched a lot of movies and things like that, cartoons when I was a kid, but wrestling seemed the only thing to give me that passion, that emotion while watching it. You know what I mean?
I do.
That was some of the best storytelling right there.
It was the golden years.
And I believe that WrestleMania 3 and 6 were like the greatest WrestleManias of all time.
Right.
I'm right there with you. Dame, I know you got that Hogan figure from Hasbro, man. What's your memory about that? When did you get that? How many hours did you put into that toy playing with the Hulkster?
Man, I got these Hasbro toys when I was 12, brother.
Oh wow.
And if I'd have done like the 40-year-old version and not open them, they'd be worth money right now.
And Ray's
I don't
showing
know if
off
anybody.
is that the LJN?
This is the LJN Hogan. This is similar to the one that I played with as a kid. So I did have the one that I had that I played with. I actually sold it probably 5th, 6th grade. We had a garage sale. I think I probably ran this story down to you guys. I sold all my toys, all of my GI Joes, my wrestling
His
action
Transformers,
figures,
his GoBots.
everything, man, everything. I sold it all. I was like, oh, I can make money. I could just sell my toys and make money. Sold all my toys.
His
I highly
Thundercats too,
regret
Marvin.
it. Thundercats, all that stuff. I
He sold his
highly
Thundercats.
regret that. I highly regret all that. But a few years
Voltron.
back, maybe about 15, 20 years ago, one of my buddies, he hooked me up with one of these, and he hooked me up, man, and I appreciate that. So I got this one.
My first Hogan toy was the 2-pack right there. Obviously not that one, but that same style.
Yeah.
Many hours. Hogan versus Sting every night. Annoying my parents, super loud. Stinger splash, the leg drop, doing the whole entrance stuff. I know Marvin is into that N.W.O phase. So let's go ahead and jump into there, man. The N.W.O Bash at the Beach, 1996. Kevin
I
Nash
was 6 years old.
and Scott Hall would face Macho Man, Lex Luger, and Sting, and we didn't know who was going to be the third man. And here comes Hulk Hogan, and many people were thinking he's going to help out Macho Man, and that didn't happen. The leg drop that was heard around the world.
What happened to that? Yeah.
Bottles were flying, like Ray's bottle right there, into the ring, trash, whole bunch of stuff. Marvin became a wrestling fan. Go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah. My grandpa was cussing out the TV. That's when I was like, as a little kid, I'm like, I don't think I
remember that.
So what do you know? What do you remember specifically? So Bash at the Beach happens. Your grandfather's upset. How were you feeling? Were you like, I'm going to be NWO? Or you're like, oh no, these guys are just my
I was just sitting
grandfather.
down glued to the TV, listening to my grandpa cuss out a storm. Mom comes in like, what happened? Like, oh, nothing. It's just fucking Hogan is being stupid and just going off. And I'm just like, my mom's like, really? Like, Marvin's right here. I'm like, I don't mind. I'm like, I don't mind. I'm just a 6-year-old kid. And my grandpa's being excited. And I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what it is. After that, I was hooked.
Yeah, like, why's my grandpa so mad? What did he do?
Right? And not till later that I figured out, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, after that, just straight watching wrestling after that. Like didn't miss a Monday night with my grandpa.
That's what's up, man.
That's awesome.
What about the NWO spray painted title for everybody? Were you guys offended by it? Were you guys like, oh, you shouldn't do this to championship? Ray,
Oh, no, that was dope.
Marvin, go ahead.
You already know.
Hey,
What?
We all got one.
Well, not everybody. Not everybody.
yeah, I don't have one yet.
I don't have one yet
I
either.
don't have one yet.
Set up a GoFundMe.
What-
Let me get one. I need to get one.
When it first happened, I was offended. Like, man, you ruining the big goal like that?
Yeah, I heard some pro wrestlers were feeling the same way too, and that they wouldn't do the same. And then obviously it changed sports entertainment once again. What about you, Ray? How are you feeling when you saw the spray paint?
I can't lie, man. About that time, I had stopped watching it, so I didn't really know what was going on.
Okay.
So I took a little bit of a break from watching wrestling in the early 90s. And then I caught back on with it late 90s. So I missed a little bit of the beginning of the NWO era. Like I said, I was more of a 1980s golden era WWF fan. I didn't really care for WCW that much back then. But I would hear rumors and news and stuff like that would come out. Although I wasn't watching at that time, I'd still caught glimpses of things of wrestling. It would always be like right there on the back burner.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of us, the NWO kind of brought us together, man. And I was just going. Hogan wasn't there, but it was Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Six who were at Stockton Con, and me and Damien dressed in NWO, and then we saw Marvin and Kevin, and that's where that little
We were in
click
the
formed.
Wolfpack.
Yep.
We were in the Wolfpack. Y'all were in the black and white.
So that was almost like
we was.
the third formation of the NWO when they finally joined together. It's like two black and white and the Wolfpack joining in.
Yep.
So that was sick, man. It was the finger poke of doom right there in Stockton Con.
When I met Manny, we were both wearing NWO shirts as well. When I first met Manny,
you're right, bro. I forgot about that. So we might as well talk about that too. I'm at the airport in Stockton, and I see a dude with an NWO shirt. I'm like, that's dope, but like, I don't know, like, do I go say hi? Like, what I do? And then we both end up in Las Vegas, and we end up in the same
wait.
Go ahead.
I ended up sitting right behind you on the plane. I don't know if you noticed it. I was right behind you. I was literally right behind you. I was like, oh, that. And I was thinking, I was like, that's that dude that was wearing the NWO shirt. But I didn't say nothing. But I was telling
neither of you said anything.
I think it was that shortly after Scott Hall. I want to say that was shortly after Scott Hall passed away. That was like right after Scott Hall passed away. And so,
oh wow,
I was wearing my NWO shirt, and I told my lady, I nudged my lady, I was like, "Hey, that guy's wearing an NWO shirt," and then she just like looked at me, was like, "Okay, whatever." But I mean, to her, it doesn't mean nothing. But to me, I'm like, what a coincidence! That's crazy. And we're both on the same plane going to Las Vegas for Kevin's
Marvin.
And you were going to the exact same destination.
Well, same destination, and we're gonna go meet the same person.
His lady,
but we didn't know it. Oh, go ahead.
Before we even get to Kevin's, though, we see each other again.
Yes, at the restaurant.
At a hotel. I mean, there's heck of hotels in Las Vegas. We happen to be at the same hotel.
Right.
I think it was Wolfgang Puck. I'm
Something
not sure.
like that.
It was a pizza place, I think. And we were
so
just
you
across
were at
from
the
each
Wolf
other.
Puck.
And
the Wolf Puck hotel.
I saw him, and we're like literally like looking at each other. I was like, "What do I do?" he threw it up too.
He threw it up. I threw it up. We're like, and he
for
smiled like that. I was like,
Marvin, for shame.
And then of course I showed up to the Kevin's bachelor party, and then he was there, and that. So yeah, dude. I guess NWO, the formation of NWO really brought everybody here together.
Yes,
if it wasn't for me getting Kevin back into wrestling, he wouldn't have gotten to that Stockton Con.
Oh, snaps.
There's another one.
That could have changed
He
whole
can
story.
He can tell you. He'll actually give me credit for that. I got him back into wrestling. I actually took him to WrestleMania when it was here, WrestleMania 31.
Yep.
In San Jose?
Yeah, and me and everybody else, we all went as the Wolfpack. We didn't know Manny was there too as the Wolfpack Sting.
Oh man!
Everybody else went in their black and white. We all went in the red and black. Had we had met Manny there that day, Manny shows us later that he's the Wolfpack Sting.
That's crazy.
Red and black. And I'm like, dude.
It is crazy how all of us kind of met and we missed each other.
And then WrestleMania, look what happened. NWO versus DX.
That was awesome.
That
was a moment.
Speak on that.
That was a moment.
Marvin.
Hogan, Nash, and Hall.
When DX came out, were you like hoping the NWO was gonna come out too? Like what was going on in your mind?
Okay, yeah. Since it was Sting, I was kind of hoping Wolfpack, but I mean, either way, NWO getting NWO versus DX, I was still happy. You guys already know what a big Scott Hall fan I am, so seeing the original NWO, it was great.
Yeah, dude. When I sorry, got my kids, man. When DX came out, I didn't even care. Like it was cool, and I just kept looking at the entrance. I was like, please, oh please, NWO, please come out, please. Like no joke. I wasn't even paying attention to what was going on in the ring. I had to rewatch all that stuff, and then NWO came out. The music
had to rewatch all of it.
and like they're coming out real slow. Like I was living the dream, dude. To be able to see N.W.O versus DX, never happened. Wasn't supposed to happen either. Even Sting was saying during his promos, like, this isn't about the WCW takeover anymore,
Yeah.
So
that was a surreal moment, if I so to speak. That was like a surreal moment.
I say they know WWE know they dropped both sides know they dropped the ball because back when DX invaded NWO, just imagine if they would have gone through those doors inside. They
Yep.
knew they're like, you know what, we messed up back then. Let's do it now.
Let's make it right, huh?
Man, and what a great pay-per-view that was as far as like the stack lineup, because in the beginning it didn't look like it was going to be that great in my opinion. And man, that pay-per-view was stacked. See Sting versus Triple H, and Sting lost.
I mean, the fact that we got to see Hogan live too come out,
Right?
Yeah, it was the only time I saw him in person.
I was about to ask you, was that the first time you guys were able to see?
That was the first time I saw him live.
I never saw him ever. Lucky.
Technically, I never saw Kevin Nash or Scott Hall live either, outside of like meeting them. Was it before or after? After, right? 2015 Stockton Con. So like to see the three of them come out, bro, it was awesome.
Surreal.
I got a chance to see Hogan come out in the red and yellow, early 2000s. I couldn't tell you if it was a Raw or a SmackDown. It was back in the early 2000s. Early 2000s when N.W.O had already took over. Came back to WWE or came to WWE, and then they split up, and then he became Hogan again in the red and yellow. And I seen him during that time. I caught, like I said, I can't even remember if it was a Raw or SmackDown. I just remember seeing Hogan live for the very first time for myself. I was in my early 20s, and man, I felt like a kid again. I felt like when I was like 6-7 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's how it made me feel. I was like, man, this is unreal. I never thought I'd be able to see him live. As a kid, I didn't know that. I mean, I seen fans there, but I didn't know I could go to a wrestling match until I got older, and I started buying my tickets and stuff like that going. But yeah, that was a real cool moment seeing him back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Dame, did you ever see Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan?
No, he's gonna make me say it again. No, I have never ever seen my hero since I was 5 or 6.
I think you're the only one here with a Hulk Hogan autograph, except for Ray just bought autograph.
Yeah, Ray just bought a couple. He told me. He told
a couple?
No, I just bought one. I was just.
I was about to say, I'm like, a couple. Dang, you throwing money around?
Oh no! But thanks to Manny, I was able to get one before the website. It looked like the website crashed.
Yeah, it did for like.
I was
2
on the
hours.
Hogan Beach Shop. Yeah, it did crash, huh? Did you try going back on there?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm glad you did. Honestly, I'm glad you told me. So the day that yesterday when Hogan, first passed away early in the morning, my phone was blowing up. But I believe the first person that messaged me was Manny, and then after that, my phone just was going off the hook. It was just I was getting a lot of text messages. But yeah, and then he reminded me, he's like, "Hey man, if you're gonna get any Hogan autographs, might want to do it right now." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that." Or the prices go up, so I was like, "All right." So the cheapest thing, I wouldn't say the cheapest, but like one of the
standard price.
Standard price, $250. I bought me a figure, autograph signed figure for $250. So,
yep.
But that was cool.
And
it was actually a figure I didn't have
right
anyways.
It's probably worth at least $500 now.
Probably.
And they could have sold it for more, but they just kept it low, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's jump into some games, man. What type of games did you play that had Hulk Hogan?
WCW versus N.W.O.
I knew you was gonna say that.
N64.
Yep.
It's here somewhere. I can't find it, but it's here somewhere.
I have the cartridge here.
Right. I got some games
I
too.
have it. I have it somewhere.
I thought I brought the box here too, but I guess I left it in the other room. Yeah, dude, that game, I got that for my birthday one year, and I had a ton of friends who did not like. Oh, No Mercy, great game too. Had a ton of friends who did not like wrestling, but they knew Hogan, they knew Sting, they knew a couple people. And the graphics at that time just blew all of us away. And to see Sting come down from the rafters and to be able to use Hogan with N.W.O. and you could change him back to the yellow and red and do all this customization, bro, blown
I
away.
remember taking that game to my cousins for when we had family reunions or Christmas parties with the whole family.
Mhm.
I had to take that so we can all be entertained.
I'm gonna have to throw out that the very first Nintendo WWF WrestleMania. Yes, that was the one, bro. That was my first interaction playing a wrestling game back in the day. It was actually fun though. I liked it.
Is that the game from the arcade? Well, like, when they had when you go to the arcade, the WWF game that they had, was that the one on the Nintendo?
No, that
Similar. I think it was similar to it.
No, it was,
No?
yeah,
Is that the one he's talking
the
about?
arcade one. Super
Yeah.
awesome graphics. WWF WrestleFest.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. There's actually a picture right now of WWF WrestleMania, the game. I put that in there.
Okay, nice.
And WrestleFest shows up a little bit later as well. But yeah, WrestleFest, I was going to bring that up too, man. Going to in Stockton, they had a place called Naughty Nick's. The name sounds worse than what it really is.
Sounds naughty.
It was a pizza parlor, had tons of
Right.
arcades, and one of them was WrestleFest. And every time I went, I had to play that. If I played only one game, I was playing WrestleFest. I was either choosing Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior. Bro.
Right.
Me too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tag team, I was choosing both of them all the time.
Yep. They had some really cool people on there, man. Marvin, you ever play WrestleFest?
Nah.
Oh, snaps. We're going to get you on that one of these days.
Yeah, I never had the privilege of playing wrestling games when I was young. I mean, I had a Nintendo, but
Yeah.
it was hard to convince
Your
my
mom.
mom, to
Yep.
give me wrestling games. And plus, my grandpa didn't know what video games was at the time. So it wasn't until I moved here to Stockton, from San Jose to Stockton, when I really had my N64 that I got WCW versus N.W.O. I think that was probably my first wrestling game.
So people who are following us and watching us on Facebook, or if you're listening to us on Spotify, that's why you got to keep up on our lives and stuff, because you're going to be able to learn Marvin's whole life story and how his mom stopped him from watching wrestling and stopped him from playing wrestling games. But yeah. Oh,
She said, wrestling is the devil, Bobby.
What about
Bobby Boucher? Marvin, is real life Bobby Boucher?
My mom was the first broken hearted. Delete. I was like, no.
Dude.
delete,
Like, obsolete.
what about Hulk Hogan in movies and television? Is there a movie that stands out to you? We'll go with Ray.
Oh, well, me and Dave Mega were just talking about this. No Holds Barred. That was that first movie that he did. Besides Rocky 3. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Rocky 3 is when I first seen him on the big screen, Rocky 3.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was a big fan of Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. But Rip 'em, No Holds Barred, that was one of my favorites though, because that's where he got to stand out as the main character and be throughout the whole movie. So yeah, that was a cool movie. That was an exciting time.
I recently picked up that movie, and that's recently, probably the last 5 years actually. So not super recently, but that was the first time I watched it, and it was thanks to Dane Mega. He's like, dude, you got to watch this movie. I'm like, I ain't never seen it, never heard about it. So yeah, it was dope. And then Ray bought the toys, right? I
bought the figure, yes.
Load Icon.
I was just telling Dane Mega about it. Load Icon. I spent $120 on on that figure. I think it was like $120 on something like that. But but it was worth it. It was worth it. I wanted it. I really wanted it, and I needed Manny to talk me into getting it because I was like, oh, should I get it? Should I get it? Oh, my bad.
Your ladies listening to this show, man.
You can't hang out with that guy no more. Every time. And this, what I say yesterday, I bought the figure yesterday too because Manny.
No, I'm kidding, bro.
Hey, sometimes you need that friend that give you that little nudge because you contemplate. You contemplate sometimes, and you're like, "Damn, should I get it? Should I get it?" And then I got Manny over there. He's like, "Oh, just get it."
He got
I didn't say that.
Double pack with Zeus in it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
No, it's actually, it's one of my favorite figures, though, man. I do love it, and takes me back to my childhood. I don't regret buying it at all. That's one of my favorites.
No holds barred.
What about you, Dame? I know No Holds Bar. Anything else? Any other Hulk Hogan movies?
Of course, Rocky 3 when he was Thunder Lips, and then
I do have that figure though too. I have the Thunder Lips figure.
You have Thunder Lips too?
I do.
Wow.
You over here impressing Dame Mega, and he's the one with that awesome autograph of Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Well,
yeah, but he got action figures of Zeus and Hulk Hogan
and Thunder Lips.
Yeah, Thunder Lips. I remember he did the movie with Undertaker called The Babysitter. What's it called?
Suburban
Commando.
Suburban Commando.
That's the movie I was waiting for someone to say. That was
Suburban Commando.
I do have that on DVD. It's in my collection.
I need to watch that.
And he did a babysitter movie. I forgot what that's called.
Nanny?
Mr. Nanny.
The Nanny.
Mr. Nanny,
yeah, Mr. Nanny.
Yeah, Suburban Commando was awesome. I came down. He had that awesome suit. Like
he was in there. He was in there with Doc Brown.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Great movie.
I gotta watch that movie again.
Yeah. So we talked about games, movies, man. We talked about the N.W.O. We're gonna go into Ray's favorite match. Let him know what your favorite match is, buddy.
Oh man. Well, like I said earlier, the Andre and Hogan was my favorite match, but I think Hogan versus The Rock, WrestleMania 18. That's got to be hands down my favorite match of all time. I always told myself, man, I was like, if I ever get to meet Hogan, I was like, I don't even want to, like, I do want a picture, I want an autograph, but man, I paid money to sit there and be like, hey, man, can we watch a match together? I just want to watch one match with you. And that would have been WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus The Rock. That's hands down my favorite match.
What do you remember about it?
Man, it was electric. Like that, I know a lot of people said it, but it felt electric. Like it felt, man, like they say, if you've seen two iconic wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? The Rock was my favorite wrestler at that time. He was one of the top guys. He was one of my favorites. So watching, and then Hogan, like I said, I grew up with him. He was one of my favorites as well. So it was just very surreal moment too, as well. Watching both of your favorite wrestlers from different eras come together and have a match.
Right.
That it was I don't know. It just felt so electric. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Sorry, you can't. And rightfully so because.
No, you're good.
Rightfully so because he was wrestling the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment.
Yeah. You know what I loved about it is the promos leading up, all the promos and things like that leading up to the match. That was so awesome too.
Right.
After N.W.O invaded, I think they invaded No Way Out, something like that.
Yep, that's N.W.O.
Something like that.
N.W.O. Yeah.
So after that invasion, that whole storyline leading up to WrestleMania, I thought that they did an excellent job on it. I think it told a real good story. I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I definitely remember that match. I'm not gonna lie, I saw it after the fact. Like you had taken a break of wrestling, I did too. School was happening, skateboarding was happening, the ladies was happening. A whole lot of things was changing in my life, going from being nerdy Manny to trying to start my life up and trying to get in place. But yeah, Hogan versus The Rock was such a good match. Like you said, the promos were great. Definitely on The Rock challenging Hogan in the ring and just the way having both of them there. And then when the match started, like I believe they both looked side to side at the crowd and just hearing the crowd just erupt for these two larger than life superstars, 2 generations battling it out. Just sick, bro. Dame, The Rock versus Hogan, bro. Let us know.
So what you saw was the passing of the torch, as these gentlemen just previously stated, that 2 icons from 2 generations, and then what you saw, which made it so freaking great, was a heel, like for the
Getting
first
cheered.
time ever. Yeah, a heel who had to become a babyface because he was getting so much, so many cheers from the crowd when The Rock is supposed to be the babyface. And Hogan came in as the heel, but they started cheering him over The Rock. So it's like the heel became a babyface, and then he's still a babyface. It's like two baby faces going at it basically at the end.
You know what's crazy about that was when the N.W.O first arrived, they were being kind of booed because they were like, "Oh, these guys are like the cancer of WCW," and then all of a sudden Hogan's in a match with The Rock, and like you said, it changed. So they just forgot about all that stuff, and wrestling fans are fickle. But
When Hogan's in the ring, things change, bro. Things change.
Yeah, things change, baby. He'll do the Jey Uso to you. He'll have him in the palm of his hands when he get in that ring.
Marvin, I love the shades, man. What was your memories of that match? Did you get a chance to watch it?
Oh yeah, The Rock versus Hogan. Yeah, that's when I told you. That's when I was deep into wrestling. You know, like I said, all you guys
That's
have
Marvin. That's
all you guys
Marvin.
have a little more years on me. You know, I was barely gonna turn 12. I was barely
Hey,
gonna go into middle
Marvin,
school.
you gotta stop making us sound like we old, bro.
I feel old, man.
I'm gonna tell your mom. I'm sure she's listening right now.
Hey,
I'm gonna call her up. Like, hey,
look,
Nino's doing some bad stuff. He's picking
I'm
on some
5
old
years
people.
from 40. I know how y'all feel.
5 years from 40. Oh man, I got 2 years of 40.
But remember, I was still in school. You know, wrestling was just everything. So and actually my grandpa did this. So me and my grandpa watched that WrestleMania, Hogan versus The Rock, and like James said, like that was incredible, especially the energy from the fans, and because Hogan was Hollywood Hogan, and he was supposed to be the heel, and then everybody just cheering him on and cheering The Rock. And
That was the greatest
because
pop of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, because the passing of the torch, you know. Yeah, that was just great. You couldn't help but cheer for both.
Right?
I just had a fond memory of myself when I was younger. So at a certain point,
See?
I was starting to get tired of. Maybe I was saying like maybe I was too old for toys. You know, everyone reaches that level. You're like, I don't want these toys. I got invited to Ohio to go see my cousins. First time I'm meeting them, I'm like, I'm definitely not bringing toys. The first time I'm meeting these people, they don't know who I am. Like, I don't want them thinking I'm too old. So I go there without toys, and I start, cracking out. Like, shoot, man, I wish I had some
what was
toys.
your age?
Huh? Bro, we're not talking about that age level. What's going on, Dave?
Well,
No, I was probably like 12, 13.
hey, I was still 14 getting toys.
Yeah.
I was 14 getting them toys, man.
Yeah. So, I was cracking out, and I started just drawing like N.W.O things on piece of paper. I literally cut them out so I could have them wrestle because I had no toys with me. Shoot, and speaking of which, I also did that in school, not to wrestle with, but I just used to draw. And some girl came up to me, or told the teachers, like, "Hey, this kid's drawing gang members. N.W.O is a gang." My brother told me. I was like,
Wow.
"Yeah, they are, but they're fake. There's not like."
Did you tell her like this?
No.
She said they're a gang. My brother told me.
I was already in trouble. The teacher really took away my N.W.O drawing when it was drawing time. It wasn't like I was doing it during history or some math or whatever. So, yeah, the
Right.
N.W.O and Hogan definitely had a big impact in my love for wrestling, as that was the start of my wrestling career as a fan. Yeah, career as a fan. I said that. It was my friend's Hasbro toys, and the main ones that stuck out: WWF Hogan, WWF Ultimate Warrior, and I remember going to the store trying to get some type of toy, and ended up being Stone Cold Steve Austin, because by that time there was not really any Hogan toys until '97. I had to wait a little bit, but yeah, it's monumental, and it's sad that out of the main three, we have Kevin Nash, and he's holding up the N.W.O strong for us, and we met him a couple times. Great,
And
dude.
those claws ain't holding real good though.
Yeah. Scott Hall. I know my boy Marvin's there. But yeah. What about you, Ray?
What's that?
Just Hogan, the impact that he's had on your life.
Oh man, I till this day I still eat my vitamins, man. Every morning, I take my vitamins. No, man,
Say
he
your
was
prayers.
just say my prayers, man. I do it all,
Yeah.
clanging and banging. I'm in the gym, clanging and banging. No, man, he was very impactful as far as like he was just like a hero, you know, to me as a growing up, you know what I mean, and getting to watch him in so many eras is just mind blowing how he's been in the wrestling game for this long, you know.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see him go, you know. We take things for granted sometimes, and we take these wrestlers sometimes we think they're going to be here forever, and yeah, it's just very, very impactful though, especially as a kid growing up. I used to have a shirt. I used to have one tank top that I used to wear, and I would imagine that was my my Hulk Hogan shirt. It said Superman on it, but I would imagine it said Hulkamania. I did when I was also a kid. I used to have the LJN wrestling ring. I had one of those wrestling rings. I didn't have the rope for it. I don't even know how I got it, but I didn't have the rope for it or anything. I just had the ring and the posts. That was my first wrestling ring, man.
That's what I got right now because it fell apart since I was from 12.
Oh wow, yeah. You can order those ropes online though. I know they still sell the ropes. So, yeah.
Damien, what was the impact of your wrestling fandom with Hulk Hogan?
Well, let me see here. I was such a Hulk Hogan fan that when he teamed up with Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, and he betrayed him and gave him like 3 power drivers, I thought he was killing him, and I hated Paul Orndorff. I hated him. I said, "No, he's betrayed Hulk Hogan."
That was a good heel turn. Definitely a good heel turn back then.
Marvin, what about you, man? The impact of Hollywood Hogan in your life.
You made me a rebel. You got me in trouble.
Well,
I remember wearing my Wolfpack shirt, and it was just after he had came out with the Hell's Angels, and I wore my Wolfpack shirt. I wore my Wolfpack shirt to school, and then we went to church, and then everyone was saying, "No, he comes out with the Hell's Angels. He's friends with the Hell's Angels because of Hulk Hogan." And I'm like, "It's just a wrestling shirt." Even my grandpa was like, "It's just a wrestling shirt. Like, leave it. Like, nothing's gonna happen to him." Nah, I got in trouble.
Sounds like wrestling got a lot of us in trouble. I think the
I got
only
in trouble
trouble
by
that
the priest. I got in trouble at school by my teachers because they're all saying Hulk Hogan affiliates himself with the Hell's Angels.
Oh wow.
And
I never heard of that.
NWO shirt. That NWO shirt is banned and not supposed to be worn.
Whoa.
I got another memory. Man, I was such a nerd as a kid, bro. I remember I couldn't find an N.W.O shirt, so my mom, with her awesome painting skills, painted me an N.W.O shirt, and we got a piece of a shirt. We cut it into a bandana shape, and she wrote Hollywood. Why was I walking through like neighborhoods with this outfit on, thinking I was like tougher than people? Not really, but like mentally, I was like, yeah, dude, I'm the man with this Hollywood Hogan bootleg shirt and bootleg bandana that my mama made for me. Shout out.
Hey, it probably looked better than the real ones. I probably was rocking it till like, can I get one?
Right?
The bandana was pretty dope. Not gonna lie, the N.W.O shirt, you know,
It sounded like it was.
Yeah, it was dope. I was very happy and proud until one of my friend's older brothers came by. I was like, dude, what you over here rocking over here, walking like you tough, Mr. Hollywood? And I'm like, you know, I'm just a kid, man. Leave me alone.
Was it Vic?
Pretty close. It was, I want to say maybe Tennyson or Tyrone.
Okay.
Good memory though. Good memory. They're all brothers. Oh shoot, man. Any last thoughts you guys want to throw out there? Any other matches you guys want to talk about?
Let's see.
Well, we did mention that Hogan Warrior match. That's a
Yeah, that was
classic match
WrestleMania
right
6.
there. Yeah, that
Or
was a
WrestleMania
classic
6.
match.
Yeah.
So were you guys for Warrior or for Hogan? Because I know
I
there's
was
a
for
lot of
Hogan.
people that were for Warrior.
I was for Hogan.
Okay, I was for Hogan too at that time. I was
Yeah.
too. I never stopped being a Hogan fan.
If I was watching at that time, because again I watched it after picking it up on Blockbuster, I probably would have been for Warrior because of the face paint. I mean, I'm over here dressed up as Sting several times, so yeah, the face paint was dope.
So you would have went for Warrior?
I would
actually
have gone
loved
for
them both.
Hogan.
What'd you say, Marvin?
I said I would have gone for Hogan if I would have been watching at that time, but I was just a baby, so.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So 3-1, and once again I would have won. It's like the J Uso all over again. Mr. Predictable would have lost. It's okay.
I like them both actually at the same time, but Warrior was my number 2. Hogan was my number 1 first. So.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I do have a match that we could probably end off on. We didn't talk about Hogan versus Sting, 1997 Starrcade. A whole year build up into what was a decent match. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people are like, it's so. They couldn't figure out the ending. There's a lot of
Was the ending that was cut short?
No, they just couldn't decide on the ending.
They botched it.
No, they just like in the backstage they just couldn't decide. Like Hogan wanted to do certain things, Sting wanted to do certain things. At the end they had Bret Hart. What happened? Did Sting lose first, or you remember it, Marvin? I'm trying to remember.
What?
The Hogan Sting match. What happened at the end? I know Bret Hart came out. I want to say maybe Hogan won, and then Bret Hart came out, stopped the bell ringer, and they went back and said like restart the match, and then Sting put Hollywood Hogan into the Scorpion Deathlock. 1, 2, 3. Bret Hart does the pin, and all the WCW members come out. Lex Luger, Giant, and they lift them up, and it's just like one of the landmark memories for WCW is that photo of Sting, and it wouldn't have happened without Hollywood Hogan being the villain that he was.
Did you guys see that fact of that Hogan was the last one to hold a WWF belt?
Oh, I seen that. I seen
then
that.
the next he was the one that started the WWE.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he started as the WWE champion and ended as the WWF champion.
Yep.
Wow.
In that era when they were switching over.
Yep.
Oh, you mean
The whole
WWF?
trademark.
WWF going to WWE?
Yeah, he reversed.
Yeah, okay.
We understood what he was saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he, is that when he beat The Rock for the title? Is that
I think so.
he had that undisputed
Yeah,
title?
the undisputed one, yeah.
Well, who do you lose that to? Brock Lesnar? I think you lost that to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and then Brock lost it to Eddie.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. Those are good times. Exciting times in wrestling about that time. That was all that was an exciting moment. Definitely.
I liked it when Hulk Hogan came back to when it was WWE, and it was before he came back as N.W.O. Hulk Hogan. He was still red and yellow Hulk Hogan when he first came back to the WWE.
Hulkster.
I remember he had teamed up with Edge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. America?
Yeah.
Okay. No, not that one. But it was during that time period. Okay, so before he teamed up with Edge, before he teamed up with Edge, when he first came back, he came out, and that was like one of the biggest pops on live TV, like on a Monday Night Raw. They were cheering for him so long. They went to commercial. They came back from commercial. They were still cheering for him. You could not hear nothing in there. I was like, wow. And then he started crying almost. And he had to go into his Hulk Hogan routine to stop him crying all the way.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. I see
Days
that.
before cell phones. or touchscreen phones
Yeah.
or
I wish
camera phones.
I wish we would have had our camera phones back then because I swear back in the early 2000s I went to some matches. I used the disposable cameras and none of my pictures ever come out. They all came out blurry. That's what I'm saying. I have some pictures. I think I might have some pictures of Hogan, but they're all blurry. None of them came
The
out.
days
Hey,
of
those are
more
coming back
signs
out.
and less phones.
Yeah.
Those disposable, those not disposable, but the picture thing, but what they call?
Oh,
They're coming back out.
I know what you're
When
talking about.
they come out and you shake them. Well, you don't have to shake them, but
I know
Polaroid
what
is that Polaroid?
Oh, Polaroid.
Polaroids, yeah.
Yeah, those are coming back out.
Damn, dang. You're really showing your age.
Low resolution quality pictures.
Oh, shit,
man.
Almost got Manny with that.
I'm taking notes, bro. I'm taking notes because once we get a fun episode, it's gonna be on, bro. I'm gonna lay it the smackdown.
Get him.
Oh shoot, man! I think we all had a roller coaster of a ride going through Hogan, being fans of the 80s, 90s, 2000s. We were all kind of inspired
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
to stay within the wrestling world, whether it be N.W.O, Yellow, Red, Hulkmania, Hulkster. It's been a fun ride. It's, like I said, wish we could have met him. Ray and I were talking about trying to meet him, and that won't happen. But that's all right. We have
like everyone said, he definitely changed what it is, what
Business.
wrestling is now.
Yes,
He
definitely.
did.
Because we didn't even talk about his TNA days when he tried to run TNA.
Yep.
And look,
Right.
TNA is still going.
Yep.
That wouldn't
Oh,
happen
man.
without Hogan.
That was one of the best
WrestleMania and
runs.
entertainment mainstream wouldn't happen without Hogan.
Mm-hmm. You can honestly say if it wasn't for Hogan in the WCW probably wouldn't have lasted as long as it did. You know? what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, no, definitely.
WCW was a dying company, and with Hogan going over there, it revived that company. So Hogan had anything he touched was good. You know, he had what he touched was gold. You know.
Yeah, definitely in the wrestling business. He's, like I said, changed.
Hogan wasn't perfect, and nobody ever is Mr. Perfect except Mr. Perfect.
Except for Kurt Hennig.
The one close,
But you know,
the one closest to Mr. Perfect is Mr. Predictable.
well, I mean, yeah, you know. But everything wrestling wise in this whole business mainly is part due to Hogan. So we give him his dues because we're all fans of wrestling still from long ago.
And we all
Marvin said it best. Marvin says it best. Yeah.
it was the main storyline in this group, in this podcast right here, but it brought us all together. The N.W.O did, and Hogan was the main leader of that back.
Thank you, Hogan.
Thank you.
Actually, well, yeah, for sure. Thank you, Hogan.
Rest in peace.
Amen. But the N.W.O didn't bring me together with Manny.
It's true.
Just wrestling in general. Just wrestling in general.
I think you're the only one that N.W.O. There's another two. There's a Joe. Somehow we're always just with the same John Cena shirt, the same N.W.O shirt, the same whatever. So got to get Joe back on here because in about a year he's going to be back on. He's getting some stuff together to be better than Joe the Jobber.
Joe the Jobber.
It's gonna be Joe Mid Carter.
Hey,
we
Joe,
can't
I know
have
you're.
that, bro. That's mine. Mine. You gotta be like, you can go heavyweight, you can go past me, but you can't be at my level at that mid card range, bro.
He's Joey Cruiserweight. We'll call him Cruiserweight.
Hey, Joe, I know you glad that Marsha lost against JC Jane. I know you glad because she canceled on us, bro.
Oh man,
I call her Masha Cancelvage.
Well, Well,
We're gonna
sure.
have to save that one for another day.
This is a fun episode, man, to go back and go through my mind memories and hear you guys' Hulk Hogan, Hulkster, N.W.O, Hollywood stories, man. And thanks to everybody listening on Spotify. Thanks to everybody who's watching on Facebook. Keep rocking with us. Going to bring you some pretty good stories, like the YOLO County Championship, that the hardcore title that debuted on WWE, which will be coming out soon. We got some more fun stuff for you guys. Stick with us. Until next time, keep wrestling Venom for life.